So I'm in the Indian restaurant where I was coming 2, 3, 4 times a week. Mainly because the food was good and it was quite close and you got Wi-Fi and a cheap bottle of beer. But the last time I was here, there were two pricks behind the counter seemed to be laughing at my personality, character, stature, whatever. Didn't take that too well, as I'm fucking paying their wages. And I let the owner know. And they're from Nepal, which, as you know, is a third world shithole. And so prior to this, I met this girl who was working in uh, Famima. And she was a very attractive girl, but the most important thing about this girl was that her English was excellent. And she had an opinion about the Japanese. She'd been here 4 months, she didn't like it. And I went in a few days later. I said, "Do you want to go for lunch?" And because I just wanted to hear about this girl's opinion on Japan, because as Japanese, they might look up to Westerners or English or Americans, but they certainly look down on the rest of Asia. And I wanted to get a non, well, an Asian, a non-Japanese Asian view of the Japanese, because I don't think they're very favourable to them. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. And so maybe this girl, she didn't want to go for lunch, which is quite acceptable. That's all because all I did, obviously, because of my age, there's no way I'm going to see myself as boyfriend or husband material. But it didn't help. It helped things that she was a very attractive girl, and maybe she passed this along the small Nepali community. Maybe this is what they're laughing at. I don't know, because one guy called another guy over, and then they seemed to be enjoying themselves at my expense. But now I'm kind of gloating because they've got no fucking customers. So I was coming here for about a month and spending not just having a meal, having a beer, two beers, like 1,500 yen, 2,000 yen, and we've got no customers. So they fucking, so they laughed at their only fucking customer. And I came here yesterday, dinner time and evening time, one car in the fucking car park, and that's the guy who owns it. But the thing with any business, I don't know about other countries, but in Japan, if your business, I know he was he still is Iranian, very nice guy, fucking unbelievable, beautiful daughter, and he was the son of a doctor, but I think he was a bit gay, and a few gay Iranians come to Japan, and because it's a lot fucking safer, but they end up marrying. They do marry a Japanese, and sometimes they do pass on their gay gene to their children. But nevertheless, he. What was my point? Forgot the point. Oh yeah, he had a business school. He had a business. He had a language school in Oyama. And what he did, it was a successful language school. And what he did, he simply changed from the first floor to the second floor, just by changing first floor to the second floor, so the students had to walk up a flight upstairs. I don't know if there's an elevator, maybe not, but they had, because it was cheaper, bigger build, bigger space. He lost like 30, 40% of his students just because it was on the second floor. So if you're in a business, in a building, try to get on the first floor and have sexy stuff. So I stopped drinking the other day. 48 hours. Who's this son? They were having chapatis with the beer. Now they've graded down. That's what I was going to do. These crackers, but I think if you had some like mince or salsa inside the cracker, not better. Great snack idea. Oh, is this song? Anybody there? Yeah. Rewind back later to see what I was saying. I wonder if he is. This guy has brought in. He's brought in a. She may be Malaysian because she's got a head thing on, and he's probably from the same place, but I think he's showing off ordering in Japanese. Did it say? Iced tea. I'd do the same if I was in London. Yam. Nande. Nande. Beer and Wi-Fi. I kind of regret not, because the food here is very good. It's a big place. I wonder how much they're renting. Would you, if you're a man and you had no martial arts skills like judo, karate, aikido, kendo, you were just a normal guy, and you weren't a bodybuilder, and you let's say you had a non-physical job, would you marry or as a girlfriend or have for a girlfriend a girlfriend that was a she was a black belt or Nidan Sandan in Kendo, judo, karate. Would you have a girlfriend who had one of these martial arts abilities and MMA? MMA. Maybe, maybe the MMA mixed martial arts is maybe the scariest one. Now, why I'm asking this is because there was a British comedian called Tony Hancock, and at that time, I think he was known as the. It's called Hancock Half Hour. He was one. He was maybe the top comedian in Britain at that time. But his wife was a black belt in judo, and she used to beat him up. Oh dear, a proper choke him, because so many ways you can choke people. And he ended up killing himself. And I don't know if he was a cuckold like my brother, but not sure what led to it. It's amazing how many people with money, success, houses, wealth kill themselves, and yet people. There's a lot of people that go through life with little money. I'm not referring to myself, but I'm talking about people from who really, like in America, you hear of these people that are working two, three, and four jobs because they're not reliable enough to get one full-time job because they're fucking lazy. But didn't manage to grind on. And that was these things you see on TikTok or friends or in the news. And he says this guy is, let's say, he's a 65-year-old granddad, and they buy him some chromosome glasses because you can't see color. Some people have a problem with their eyes; they can't see color, and they buy him for 60th or 60th. Why the fuck has it took 40 years to buy a pair of fucking glasses that can improve your life straight away? This is the same with dodgy teeth. If your children have got fucking dodgy teeth and you can't afford it, get a fucking loan out and get the teeth fucking straightened out. I was doing a wedding, and because I've done about 3,000 weddings, and this this man and woman were in front of me, but this woman was fucking stunningly beautiful, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is happening here? Because this guy was a very ordinary guy, and this woman was absolutely fucking beautiful. And then she took I think it was a mask or veil, she had something like a veil covering her mouth, and she took it off, and all the teeth were fucked up. But just one simple thing, and probably her teeth gave her low esteem, and this is why she settled for this guy. By the way, I'm looking for beautiful girls with low esteem. Please get in touch. And then I realized, but just one fucking operation, 1 year of putting braces on their teeth to straighten them out. Isn't it silly? I bet in England that's not so easy now. You need lots and lots of money. When I was a kid, we didn't get many sweets because, like I said, we weren't spoiled. But we didn't have many sweets, but we still had fillings because the doctors got so much money from the NHS for fillings. Any small fucking thing in your mouth, they will put a filling in because they get so much money. And this is why a lot of dentists kill themselves because they're evil bastards. All my dentist friends watching, next subject. Maybe I talked about this before. And there was this me and my mate Steve, my drinking mate, cunt mate, who fucking went to 15 years of drinking mate, and the cunt went back to Canada. But we used to take the students out for a drink with us because everybody chipped 2,000 yen in, and me and Steve would drink a fucking load of beer, eat a load of food for 2,000 yen. Brilliant. And if you're out there, and you're teaching, you work at Eikaiwa, and you've got like lots of students. There were male and female students, and just go for a drink and just split up all the. They get to practice their English for free, and you get food and drink cheap. But there was this one little guy, and he was a pharmacist. By the way, pharmacists are not well paid. It's not a respected position in Japan. And he was a little puff, and he went to Italy. He learned Italian, and then he turned into a real fucking weirdo. But we bumped into him one night, which we'd been drinking, but because he was in our drinking circle, so we talked to him. And this, there was this, I think maybe American guy with him, and you should have seen him getting so defensive. You thought we were going to nick his little boyfriend. Fucking never seen anything like that before. This bitch is mine. Anybody watching, give me another subject to talk on. I can talk on any subject. That could be a challenge, actually. Who's this? He said Sheeran. Anybody want to talk? Come on, guys, give me a break. If you had a degree, if you went to university and you got a degree, and someone you knew who didn't have a degree, had no special skills, but was earning 4 times as much as you in cash just for working 2 days a week, would you be jealous? Leave comments down below. Oh, I stopped talking. People went away. Fickle.